Okay folks, so thanks for purchasing a Mactec machine. This is just a quick video to start you guys out after we do training and everything, just as a refresher more so than anything else. So basically we're going to go from drawing a simple shape to bringing it into the software and actually cutting out the shape. So first I'm just going to open up QCAD here. You'll see it over here. Okay, so just keep it nice and simple. I'm going to select the line up here. Select draw a line. So I'm going to start my 0 point. I want it to be 40 mil high. So you can see I'm keeping at the 40 mil level there. And in this case I want it to be 40 mil wide as well. So the center here is at 20 and 40. So then bring it down. Now it's at 40 and 0. So you can see now, just I'll press escape button on the keyboard just to get me away from drawing more lines. So this is basically what I want to do, just a simple triangle. It's just an example, you can draw whatever shapes you like. So we'll go File, Save As, and I'm just going to save it on the desktop over here. And I'll call it, just try here, doesn't really matter what you call it. Press save. Okay. So I'll just close out of that then. Then you can see that DFX over here on the screen. So next thing is we'll open up SheetCam. And again, this is just a very fast run through of how the machine works. So depending on what machine you're using, you'll have different table sizes here, and you'll also have different tools here. But this is just a basic run through. So we're going to bring in that part. So we're going to go up to the top left hand corner here, up to File. Go all the way down, about midways here you'll see New Part, click that. Do you want to import a new part? Yes you do. Then, now this is one thing that people often get caught out for. See, this says SVG files. You have to go down and click DXF files. We can see it now. Sometimes that doesn't save as that, but most of the time if you change it once at the start it'll be that way forever. So now we'll just double click on the try part that we drew a few minutes ago. This is asking now where on the sheet do you want to actually put the part. So we'll just leave it in the bottom left hand corner here. It's in metric, so that's okay. And now if we just zoom out using our cursor on our mouse, we'll see that's the little part. So now this is right to the edge of the material, which is not what we want. So if we go up here to this little cross, if you hover over it, it says nesting, just click on him. Then you can click on the part and you can move him around. Just hold down your mouse, or else you can actually change the position down here. So say we want it to be 10 mil from the edge here, so that's X. 10 mil from the Y, that's from here to here. And if you want to change the angle, you could. Say if you want to change that to 45 degrees, you'll see it here. Now we'll move it back to 0, and it's back to 10 and 10. So that's basically what we want to cut, and we're happy enough with that. Next step then is come down to operations. Again, this can be slightly different. Different machines have different operations, but just as what most of you guys will be doing will be a jet cut operation. So it's that little symbol there at the top. Click on him. Then you should get this. So basically inside outside, no offset. So the inside offset would be the plasma would be cutting on this side of the line on the inside. Outside offset, it's cutting outside here on the line. And then no offset, it's cutting directly on the line. So we're going to go with outside offset. 80% of the time you'll be using outside offset. Then we'll just do layer 0. This layer can change. If you do a part from the shape library, it'll be different. It'll come up shape here rather than 0, but because we brought in the part, it's coming up 0. So now we want to select what we want to cut. So this is your tool. In this case we'll just select 5 or 6 mil. And one thing to notice here, always leave your lead in, or try leave your lead in at whatever material is. So in this case we'll do an arc and 5 mil because we're cutting 5 or 6 mil, and we'll press OK. then you should see your screen changing over here to this. So basically it's starting at this point, moving over wherever the green is there, it'll be actually cutting. It'll cut this, you'll see the direction it's actually going in, and then it'll stop. Alright, so we're happy enough, that's what we want to cut. So the final step is go up to here on the left, top left in the corner, and you'll see file, and just underneath the file you'll see a little symbol here, and if you hover over it says run the post processor. Just click on that, and now it'll ask you what do you want to save the file as. So again, we'll just save this try on the desktop. You could save it in folders or wherever you like, but I'm just going to save it on desktop here for the minute. Press save, and once you get this and there's no red errors here, you're doing okay. Alright, so we'll just close out of that, and final steps now, we'll open up the Mactec software there. So this will just take a second to open. And now you should all your screens should be fairly similar to this. There might be slight differences, but this is the general screens that we use. First thing you have to do is press reset. If you don't press that, it won't actually let you move your machine. So now you can just test that your machine is running there. In our case it is. So our actual machine is already at the corner of where we want it. So we just press 0 all here. So that's basically we're setting it up at the corner. And now you want to go up to open file. This is on the desktop again. So it's a tap file here is what you'll open up in this software. So just you'll see different. This is just DXF. This is a tap. This is everything's already generated. So we can just click on him, press open, and now we'll see an example of what it's going to do here. So next step then is just press start. I'm not going to actually press start here because it'll start running and we don't want to cut it. So you just press start. It'll go through the sequence and actually cut. A few things to know here. Your THC enabled down here. So if this light's not green, basically the THC is what moves the head up and down. So if you have a warped bit of steel, it'll move it up or down to follow the steel rather than just cutting that flat. Sometimes you might want to turn that off if you just want to cut straight across. The button beside it is touch sheet, so if you press that, the head will move down and touch the sheet and then move back up to about 4.5 mil. At which stage, if you want to just cut straight across the part, you can turn on the plasma and then just move it across. A good thing to test before you start cutting is to move, say, over to this top corner. This is your torch in real time, so this is where your torch is in comparison to your edge here where you started. So a good check is just to bring over to the farthest point and make sure that you're still on the steel in reality. If you're not, you're probably going to be cutting outside your steel. And that's the very basics of how the machine runs. We'll be doing more videos on each step, but that will just show you the very basics to get you cutting. Alright, thanks.